Hi, and welcome back from Wise Witch Withers. I'm excited to talk to you all today as we are experiencing the completion of an astrological phenomenon with May's full moon. And so what we are experiencing with May's full moon is what is called a micro moon. A micro moon simply means that it's further away from the earth, further away from the sun. So it's not going to show up as bright in the night sky. It looks a little smaller in the night sky. Well, why is this an astrological phenomenon? Well, it's because we've had 3 in a row. So all 3 spring moons this year have been micro moons. So all of our new birth, our new beginnings, our self-awareness, our grounding, our stability, inner and outer truths, finding that balance, streamlining, simplifying, elevating our growth. If you've been watching any of my videos, all of it has been focused around these 3 micro moons in the spring, our full moons in the spring. And now as May comes to an end, or May's full moon comes to fruition tonight, it will be the end of the trilogy of spring micro moons. So in honor of that, we're gonna do a blessing of the cards, just like we normally do. Then we are going to also do a 3-card reading, a past, present, and future reading to address our past April full moon, our present April full moon, our past March full moon, and our future May full moon. So, as we get started, I have pulled in the 4 elements to represent the 4 elements of the earth. I've got first here salt to represent the salt of the earth. I have got sage that I'm going to light up. It is a bundle of rose petal sage in honor of the spring micro moons. Let me get this smoking here for us, get it so I can get some air going to represent the element of the air. All right, I've got a candle lit for fire, and then I've got some water here in this cup for water. All right, so I'm just gonna lay my hand on this deck. I ask the 4 elements to be present, so I bless this oracle deck and dedicate it to my use. I ask the 4 elements to be present as I bless this oracle deck and dedicate it to my use. I ask the 4 elements to be present as I bless this oracle deck and dedicate it to my use. So mote it be. 3 times 3 times 3. Earth, bless this deck with wisdom. Air, bless this deck with clear communication. Fire, bless this deck with inspiration. Water, bless this deck with insight. There's now energy coursing through these cards. The energy of the earth grounding it. Blessed be. I'm going to move these elements to the side so they are out of our way as we proceed with the reading. Now, we are talking about past, present, and future. That's what we are looking at on our reading. We are only looking at the past as the last 2 months. So that's March and April. March and April, the last 2 months, is the past. The present is really April. Really is what we're looking at as the present. Some may say, oh, but you just said it's the past. Well, it's kind of evolving, isn't it? The present. The present is where we are, where we were, and where we're going. So it's kind of hard to put a time frame around it. So that's why I phrase it like that. And then the future. The future is May, what is still yet to come. And so everything that's going to happen in this lunar cycle that starts tonight, when I'm doing this reading, it'll be a few days later when I post it for you to see. I have to remind myself that I'm not live. This Monday, full flower moon, everything moving forward now will be the future. And so we're going to be looking at a 3-card draw that talks about this past, present, and future, and what we have to look forward to in the last of the micro-moon trilogies. So I'm just doing a basic left to right draw. Turning my cards to the box. I'm going to turn the cards over one at a time. Then we'll look at each one. Starting from the left is past, middle is present, far right is future, and these are my left, center, and right. First up, for the past, we have hearth, safety, comfort, spiritual connection. The hearth card, safety, comfort, spiritual connection. We've all seen a hearth before. What do we think about when we see a hearth? We think warmth, we think fire. I think definitely coziness and comfort. A hearth is a place of social life. It's where we gather to socialize with those around us, and learn from one another as well. So a hearth, it's the spiritual heart of your home, symbolizing the presence of a spirit. A physical hearth provides light, warmth, and a way to prepare nourishment. The spiritual hearth represents the spiritual nature of the home, the essence of what makes it a place of rest, rejuvenation, and comfort. The location of the spiritual hearth is unimportant, as is whatever you might use or recognize as its physical representation. It may be a feeling, a meditation, a blanket. What is your spiritual hearth? Hearth also symbolizes connection with those you consider family, as well as spirit. This card suggests that you look to those relationships and do what is necessary to reinforce them. Renew your connection to your hearth to keep the communication with your spirit in your home vibrant. Reflection. In what way does your connection to spirit need attention? So that is one way we want to reflect. But the other way we want to reflect is looking at the past, right? So what do I need to sow in order to lay good foundations for a future project? Well, we looked at that question, what do I need to sow to lay foundations for a future project? And I look at my hearth card, and it reflects is what does your connection to spirit need attention? Maybe what we need to sow and what we need to work on is within our spirit. And it talks about renewing your connection to your hearth to keep the communication with spirit in your home vibrant. So communication is key here. It's the hidden gem, the word in the sentence that matters. Communication. Communication connects you to your hearth, it connects you with your spirit, and it connects you with the vibrancy in your home. Without communication, all of those things are lost. And without those things, you do not have a spiritual hearth in your home. And that makes me sad for you. We all deserve to have a spiritual hearth in our homes. And I hope yours is as vibrant and alive as everyone's who is listening to this video right now. All right. Present card is cup of tea. Patience. Cup of tea. Look at that steaming hot cup of tea. It's been raining today. I could use a good cup of hot tea. Patience and reassessment. Are there any tea drinkers in the room with me? I love a good cup of tea. And doesn't it go so well sitting at the hearth? At the spiritual hearth of your home, nonetheless. Have you figured out where your spiritual hearth is? Is it your kitchen table? So many people tell me it's their kitchen table, that is the spiritual hearth of their home. Well, I would love to have a cup of tea at your spiritual hearth, be it your kitchen table or a roaring fireplace. Patience and reassessment. A cup of tea provides you with a moment of quiet. Savor the process and stay present. This brewing takes time, just as a tricky situation takes time to develop. A quick reaction may not be the way to go. Have patience and let things ripen. Just as an infusion of herbs take time to come to full potency, magical work rarely produces instantaneous results. Remember, a watched pot never boils. Let it do its work in its own time and trust in your process. Use the time to reflect on the situation and how you feel about it and reassess your perspective. This cup of tea card reminds you that perhaps all is not as it seems. Reflection. Are there lessons you can learn from a difficult situation that you haven't considered yet? Lessons from a difficult situation. And in this, we are also questioning what in my life requires tending to in order to maximize success in the future. So it sounds like this card is almost asking us the same question as our past, present, future intentions for these cards is asking us. So what is the lesson we can learn from a difficult situation that maybe we haven't considered yet? And what in my life requires tending to in order maximizing my success in the future? So if we think about those things together, powerful light bulb moments here. Coincidentally, we're standing by the hearth of fire. I didn't say the light bulb moment thing on purpose, but wow, how appropriate that is too. So grab you a cup of tea. Let's pull up a seat at the spiritual hearth with me, and we'll progress on to the third card of our reading, Future. What does the rest of the lunar month of May have for us? Time. Nothing but time is the card. Time. Now, you may have thought at first that I was talking about T-I-M-E. You may be surprised to learn that I'm talking about T-H-Y-M-E. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're used to the Y's being I's or the I's being Y's around here on this station. Or maybe you're wise to the whole game and know that we are talking about time, the plant, the herb, and not time, the construct. With its sharp scent, time tells you to be in the moment. Pay attention to the state of your mind, body, and spirit. We rely on herbs to help ground us. The time card is asking you to be present and self-aware. It may be time to take an inventory of how you feel. With all the pretense, wishful thinking, and illusions stripped away, evaluate yourself honestly. Take note of areas that sting or hurt and what feels good. Try not to judge your feelings. Just offer them love and understanding. And remember that feelings are not actions. It takes strength and effort to stay present in your life. Let me say that one more time. Remember that feelings are not actions. It takes strength and effort to stay present in your life. So your reflection on this card, on this third and future card, is, have you been fully present in your daily life? If not, what steps can you take to change that? So we're asking also in the future, in a future read, what does my life come to the point where it needs to be concluded and harvested? So where this is kind of a double entendre after all. So we're asking what in our life is the time up for? What needs to be harvested in our life? So that's the conclusion. That's a time construct. But we're also asking, how do we be present and self-aware? Present and self-aware. That was in April. Remember the self-awareness in April we were talking about with the April full moon? I love how this future brings us back full circle to what we've been studying for the entire trilogy of spring micromoons. What an exciting reading. Congratulations to everyone who intentionalized this reading with me and came to such a glorious conclusion with the time, bringing it full circle back to always being self-aware and staying in the moment. Join me soon for another reading. I'm Wise Witch Withers. Please subscribe, follow, like, and share. And do it the old-fashioned way, too. Tell your friends about me. Have a great night.